Hey everybody, this is Roshni and I'll be sharing about my personal experiences about twin flame encounter and yeah, I have been wanting to make this video since like 8 months back, since February of this year, but I just couldn't do it. I just had a lot of insecurities, but it's not like I've overcome them totally right now, but I'm like, it's okay, I can do it. I have enough content and I just felt like I have to share my story, and many people who are experiencing their twin flame relationships and false twin flame, and I know how painful it is, and the lessons I've been learning from them. It's amazing when you try to be honest to yourself. And I'll be discussing about the acceptance process. I'll be discussing about it in the next video. But right now, I just want to talk about my encounter and about a false twin flame experience. So it feels like as if like things are very planned for you. There is a plan for you. The only thing you have to do is actually surrender. When I met my twin flame, or someone I actually thought he was my real twin flame. If you have ever experienced that kind of first meeting, you know how overwhelming it is. It did not happen to me on the first day, not even on the third day. It happened to me after meeting. It did not even happen to me when we looked at each other. When I have heard some stories where people were like, as soon as they locked their eyes and they knew it was them. For me, it didn't happen. It happened to me through text. It felt like he was slightly a better version of me. I mean, the satisfaction, the feeling of satisfaction, it goes into depth. It's not from this world. It's out of this world. And yes, and I have come to acceptance, and more than that, actually, like, I actually love how this whole thing played out in my life. At first it was devastating for me to learn that it was called a twin flame, then come to the concept about a false twin flame, and to accepting his ways, which was very weird. Like, something was so off, like his emotional instability, but still he was very sweet, and we both were very, we were very objective. As soon as we had this whole connection, we just did not simply jump into a relationship. We were very respectful of each other, and he had also gone through a lot of a problem after a breakup, so we both were very careful, very respectful, and so we tried to take it slow, and we made a promise to each other that we will be very honest. That's how it feels even with the false twin flame. It's beautiful. It's something like, it feels like home. It does. And for a long time, I just could not believe how can it be possible if I feel like home with that person, and it could be a false twin flame. Well, I haven't really concluded right now. It's more like I've accepted the fact that it could be anyone. It's okay. That the level of excitement and the importance you give it to the concept with the tag is what causes the problem. And I've recently been okay with this. Like, I'm still practicing it, and I'm okay with this. So the thing is, that's what confused me for a long time. Like, every time I would get a block of emotions that would just make me completely drained, or I would not do my work and all, and I just could not move, like, do my daily stuff. I was not at all myself. I was changing at a very fast rate. I went through such a personality change within a minute. Like, when I was talking to him, I could since you're so honest, you can feel vulnerable. So when I started talking about how much I wanted to confide in him, which he was also not providing, but I wanted to do that. That's what happens in a false twin relationship, I guess. The thing is, you cannot really go out there and search in Google and be okay with that. Although it will actually make you feel, it will teach you um, some amount of acceptance. Like, if you have thought that this person is your twin flame, and the thought about not being the one is scaring you, reading all those things will actually make you be better prepared before it really happens. So reading does help. Any kind of research, it's there in yourself. You just, some people would not want to read, but there's nothing like that. It's just an intuition. Just follow your heart. I think this is what they mean by following your heart. It's there in the intuition. Just go along with it. And although everything clicked like that, even now I just text him something and he just points out the same thing, like, which no one else pointed out, and he said that was funny or weird, and I still click with him. But then there's a very vast, there is something, a big thing missing from this, like the core thing that for me that should be there, but it's not there. And although in the beginning I tried to make him the one, I wanted him to be the one, but I tried to force things. But I slowly started seeing that what I was asking for is actually what I lack in myself. Or maybe I don't lack at all, but I have actually made an illusion of it. That's what I found out. There are many things which you actually don't lack. It's more like you haven't given yourself that enough, the trust to yourself. You haven't given that. For example, one time, this is the greatest outcome that has happened so far from my false twin flame relationship. What happened was, I had this mental, like, there was a blockage in my head. There was a block I had to figure out. That's what happens, the healing process. So there was this block. I just felt like that it was pushing me towards like loving myself. Although I am not good at it, I'm still coping with this one. But there was this thing that I just could not trust myself, and I felt like during the times when I have to make big decisions in my life, I would usually go asking people, although that's not a bad thing, but I've always wanted to trust myself, but I don't trust myself. I don't give myself that, and I have had problems because of this. And whenever I find a decisive person, I get attracted to them very easily, which I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I just want to be like them, but I'm not able to. And at first you start accepting all of this, like, start talking about it, what you like, without being judgmental. It becomes much clearer that it is something that you lack in. But then when I found that mental blockage in my head, I saw it that actually I could trust myself all along. It's just that I just did not do it without proof. Well, maybe if had it not been this kind of false twin flame encounter, I would have taken some years to learn, like, some situations where I'll be pushed to believe in myself through proof. That's what we do, right? That's what everyone is doing, trying to get a job, trying to impress through somewhere or another, like, filling your ego, trying to expect from whatever you do. So that's what happened with me. But this is the best part in our twin flame relationship, I guess. Well, it's such a trigger that you cannot go back, like, with this person, because you love unconditionally. I still love him, but it's no, okay, right now it's not at that intensity at what it used to be in the beginning. But I'm not obsessed, and I've stopped dreaming about him, stopped daydreaming about him. I was like caught in class for daydreaming once. So even after all of that, it can happen. It could happen. So if you're going to, like, to Google and search about science about how to recognize a false twin flame, you have to really trust yourself. Like, there could be something very off from the beginning. Like, you'll feel it, like, like, even though he laughs at my jokes, I just feel like he's not doing it enough. You can feel something like off. Okay, I have not met my real twin flame, so I don't know about it. I don't know really, but I feel like it's not going through. Even when he says I love you, I feel like it's not reaching me, I want to reach out there, but it's not coming through to me. I think I don't know, it's in my gut. It just feels like, if it's my real, I would have felt it. Or maybe it's gonna happen later on. I don't really care now, although I have like a strange longing, like longing for this person. I feel, and recently I have started feeling very excited and very, very blissful, like I'm gonna meet him very soon, like my real thing. Although I don't know, like after reading stories that people actually take years, and maybe I'll, someone will get married by then, the time they meet the real twin flame. It kind of scared me, and that is what I was doing wrong, by thinking, by being in the future, I was trying to take decisions right now. I know that's logical, that's how people take, but you're not doing the right thing. I realize that it takes time, it takes time. If you be honest, it'll be much easier. I was not doing the right thing. I was actually afraid of the future, and I was taking decisions accordingly. So, and I know for now, these things are not in my hand. What if I never meet my twin then? What if I never meet my twin in this lifetime? So, I've come to acceptance, I'm like, maybe I'll never meet. It's okay, I guess. And recently I've started, I started dreaming about this person. Like I saw a person. I'm not really sure because it's so vivid actually. My dreams are very vivid. Like the moment, does this happen to you guys? Just the moment I close my eyes until the moment I open my eyes, and I see dreams. I see dreams the whole damn time when I'm taking a nap, and I see a lot of dreams, like a lot of stories, but I don't really remember until if it's very horrifying or if it's very beautiful. Like I have had dreams about angels, like skating with angels. Yeah, that was like a long time back. So I had my awakening like around February of this year. It was from a different person, and it's kind of crazy. If you listen to my story, it'll make anyone very confused. It has for me too. And well, for this person, people tell like your soulmate or your real soulmate or your real twin flame will actually awaken you. I don't want to stick to this definitions anymore. It does not hold true for me. This person I've had a relationship with, he I had my awakening through a photo, and I saw how much, how we were split from the same soul, and I believe that we were soulmates for a long time, although we never really worked out, and it was getting very unhealthy. And then when I tried to break up, and this is when this all started. Even he started he started to awaken, and it's amazing. I mean, no one around in my family has had much experiences with this spiritual awakening. I have no one to talk about it, no one who understands or has even heard the term twin flame. So I wanted to reach out to people, ask them, but I guess that's why I want to make this video. I want to learn about your views, your stories, and I just want to say you, tell you that not to stick to these definitions, although it sounds concluded will make you feel better, but look at my story. I meet this person who awakens me, and for a long time I held to this idea about maybe he was my soulmate, but it doesn't work out. And then I meet another person when I was in that breakup phase, and he looks like a twin flame to me for weeks, maybe 2 weeks, but I could easily see that it was not. And that whole devastating process, I have actually gone through ascended, this ascension process has actually been very very fast for me. I mean, it's oh my god, I've changed so much in this past 2 weeks that I don't even remember why I had problems with certain stuff. I can only remember myself as a different person then. So it's Like the kind of change I have gone through, it has healed me so much from within, that you actually feel like, like accepting some stuff would actually might hurt the other person or hurt you. But the thing is, like, practicing honesty is like the best thing you can do. The thing is, you can actually endure all of that pain. It'll be fine, you'll be fine, but it's like you're fighting with an imaginary opponent. It's never there. As soon as you let go, you learn that that thing was an illusion. Well, if you have practiced acceptance, that's you're gonna completely be agreeing me on this thing. So I'll be updating about my awakening story. It's very dramatic. The one thing that has been consistent in my life is drama. Feels like it can swing